welcome to the very, very long waited for slip stitch vlog. Welcome to my latest Yarny chat. It's June 2026. Can't remember the last time I did one. I am so sorry it's been so long. Life's just been really busy. Yeah, just really busy. So, hello, I'm Millie from the Slip Stitch. I am a knitter and a crocheter. I also do a spot of spinning sometimes, and needle felting, anything which involves wool really. And I teach knitting and crochet classes in person and online. And I just love to share with you woolly things. Oh, and I'm also a knitting and crochet designer. So, hello, yes, I'm trying to catch up with what I've been up to recently. What have I been up to? In non-woolly news, although it's sort of linked, I've just had cataract surgery on my left eye. So some of you may remember that I had cataract surgery on my right eye following a detached retina a few years ago. Now I had it done on my left eye, which is amazing because I can now see so clearly. So yarn shows, I can't wait to go to a yarn show with my new lenses, with my new eyes. I'm going to be able to see the wool all the way over there, the other side of the room. It's incredible. And also, with my glasses on now, my close-up, my reading glasses, I can see my knitting and my crochet. Which is going to help me teach, obviously, and do it. So, that's what's been going on a bit, really, over here. And also, I've been doing knitting and crochet, but there hasn't really been much finished, really. I don't know what happened. I just had started a lot of things and hadn't had that oomph to get anything finished and just felt a bit lost almost. I think I lost my woolly mojo for a while. But I think I'm back on it now. I've got a few bits finished. I have just realised I've left one thing behind, but never mind. I'll share them with you another time. So I thought I'd show you the most recent thing I have finished. So there is a pair of these, but I've just brought the one down. This is the Charcuterie Anyone sock pattern, which we did for Sock Club in May. So actually, having got a pair finished, for me, for Sock Club is really good going. I have quite a few odd socks because I'll knit one ready for Sock Club, start the next one during Sock Club, and then go on and knit the next one for the next Sock Club. So there's a lot of odd socks going on, but this one I absolutely adored. Let me just find my notes so I can tell you whose pattern it is. Okay, so the Charcuterie Anyone socks is by Crystal Tea Knits on Ravelry. It's a really lovely pattern. It's intuitive. Once you got your repeat once, it's really easy to follow and remember, and it's really addictive. Yeah, just absolutely loved it. The other bonus, which a lot of my sock clubbers have also said, is as well, I've done this in 4-ply in some yarn by Fibre Art Knits, which is a hand-dyed yarn, 4-ply, Corriedale, and it's dyed with Jamanda. It's called Jamanda anyway. So yeah, so mine's a 4-ply sock, but the pattern also has a double knit version for those of you who prefer a bit of a chunkier sock, maybe to go in your wellies and things. Yeah, so really good value pattern. Love it. Highly recommend it if you need a textured but easy and addictive knitting pattern for your socks. So that's my most recent finish. Oh, actually no, it's not. This is a bit of a random one. Okay, so last month I went to Pisa in Italy with my daughter and my husband, and I love to find a yarn shop. Of course, who doesn't love to find a yarn shop wherever they go? I was so lucky. There was one literally just round the corner from our apartment. Lovely, lovely lady in there. She didn't speak English. I didn't really speak Italian, but it didn't matter. Between me waving showing her my phone for my pattern and sort of pointing to things, we worked out what I needed and had a good sort of woolly chat. So anyway, also when we were in Pisa, we went to the botanical gardens, and my daughter loves succulents and cactuses. And they had this most amazing succulent greenhouse with all these incredible cactuses and things, ones I've never seen before, didn't realise existed. So yeah, she took loads of photos, fell in love with them, halfway round went, "Mummy, can you crochet me a cactus, a squishy one?" So, lovely mummy that I am, "Okay, darling, I'm sure I can crochet you a cactus. Let's take a photo of the one you want." Fortunately, it was an easy one. "Let's go and choose some yarn." So we went to the yarn shop around the corner from the apartment, and they had some lovely chenille, which she decided she wanted. So it is Mondial's chenille, Kawaii, I assume it's pronounced. Lovely little balls, so I didn't have to have tons. Yeah, did make the lady laugh as I told her my bambini wants a crocheted cactus. But here is cacti, the crocheted cactus. Very specific with her design. It had to look round and it had to have the, well, they would be spiky bits, but we went for not spiky frilly bits, and it had to have the tufty at the top. She's informed me it's not an emotional support chicken, it's an emotional support cactus. Yes, so that is my latest make. No, I'm not writing the pattern up. It was just one of those fun things to do. Yeah, cacti the cactus. I love the things I get asked to make. So that's another one. Right, I'm just going to have a cup of tea. Many of you know that I like to drink loose leaf teas, and I particularly like green teas. So today we went to Commons Tea House at the weekend and drank a lot of tea. Today I have Tamara Yokucha Gaba green in my cup, and it's a lovely green tea. It's a bit like Essentia, but not Essentia, different flavour. So that's fueling me today. Right, what else have I been up to? Well, you can see my piles here of wool. I've got to remember to show you everything. While we're on the crochet route, let's stick on crochet. So this jumper has been really, really popular in my knit and natter groups. It started with, I think Fee started by crocheting it. And then one of my other ladies crocheted it because she loved it so much. And then one of my other ladies has crocheted it. And I was like, yeah, I need to get on board with this too. The joy of knit and natter, isn't it? So this is the Sunbeam sweater by Little Golden Nook. I haven't finished mine yet. It's a top down crocheted one with bobbles. Not gonna lie, there were times in the pattern I was like, that doesn't sit right, but you know, once you get the idea of where they go and you read your crochet, so you're seeing where they're lining up, it sort of follows along quite easily. So yeah, this is my half finished sweater. I am on the ribbing. I did try it with a 3.5 mil, like it says on the pattern, but I found it was a bit dense and I was a bit worried it was going to suck into me a bit too much. And we don't want sucking in around that tummy, do we? So I'm doing my ribbing now on 4 mil. It's got back loops it's taking quite a while. I'm over the halfway mark, and I probably, now I've had my eye done, I probably ought to pick it up and continue, because I'm really close to finishing the ribbing, and then obviously the sleeves, but they'll be pretty quick going, won't they? So yeah, I ought to go back to that, hadn't I? Set myself a challenge, a goal, particularly while it's light and I can see where I'm going, because with a crochet edging, you're working in rows and you pick up from the edge. So you're working that way and you pick up and work back. So I need to sort of be able to see in the light. So now it's summer, solstice, lovely and light in the evenings. I ought to crack on. Oh, and the yarn I'm using for this is Prism by Style Craft, which is really nice. It's quite a lightweight double knit, easy to use, got a good spin on it, and yeah, so that's that one, which I must finish. What else? Oh, here we go. So this is using alpaca, UK alpaca yarn. It's a double knit that I'm using, and I'm actually teaching this jumper in 5-part course at the moment. This is the Petite Knit Monday sweater. It's half done, or again, it's going to be a little thing here with it's half done. I just have some oddballs of this, so it is quite random. What I've done is I rolled a dice to work out how many, it's round the wrong way, isn't it? I rolled the dice to work out how many rows of each colour to do, and I would just put my hand in the bag and grab another colour out and then roll the dice. I am now down here, I've gone back, so this is like one panel of the pattern, of the colour pattern, and I'm now repeating it because I've got a bit like, ooh, lost the dice and just wanted to make it easier on myself. So yeah, it's sort of, the pattern starts here with the green and then the yellow and the red. So that's where I am. I've split, we did this in Monday's workshop, we split under our armholes, so split for our arms, and I've just got to crack on. Oh, so I've got a packer fluff up my nose. I've just got to crack on now and get down to the bottom, and then next time when I see my group, we're going to pick up and do our sleeves. So let's get that fibre out. Oh, that's better. It's I've done a couple of her sweaters. They're nice and easy to follow. They're good for beginners because they're quite straightforward. This one has a rolled neck. I just preferred it to the one I did before of hers. I just thought it was a bit nicer. It's another skill for my knitters to learn as well, how to pick up for a rolled neck. So it's not sewn, it's not done long and then stitched on after. It's, you knit the roll neck and then you pick up and work it, fold it over, pick up and work it together, so then you can continue on. It's got short rows, so again, it's a really, I love teaching top-down sweaters because it's got lots of skills. It is full on, I'm not going to lie, it is a full-on 5-part course. You have to concentrate, particularly for the first 3 sessions, when we're doing the neck and the working in a round, because some people haven't worked in a round or haven't done magic loop before. There's lots of new techniques. Short rows we use German double stitch for, and it's understanding how the sweater is formed. So yeah, you do have to concentrate, and it is hard going to start with, but it's really rewarding. And once you've done your first top-down sweater, you really understand more of a construction, and then it's much easier to crack on with some more top-down jumpers, and things. So yes, and if you're interested, I'm going to do another top-down course in the autumn. I'm just sorting out dates for that. So that's top-down jumper. I've got 2 weeks to get the body done. I have said to my ladies though that they don't have to get all the way to the bottom. As long as I've got a spare pair of needles, then we can pick up and start the sleeves while still working on the body. So life's been really quite full on recently. What with Pisa, we bought a camper van. I don't even know if I've shared with you that we bought a camper van in March, out of the blue. It's a Toyota Alphard converted, and kitchen at the back, and the seats fold down, and got an awning and things. Yeah, it was completely out the blue. Beginning of March, I wasn't buying a camper van. It's one of those dreams for, you know, when I get older, I'm going to get a camper van and run away. No, not quite run away, but for adventures and stuff. And then we had this opportunity, and we decided we'd be daft not to take the opportunity. So life has changed a bit with that, because we now pop away at weekends sometimes and things. Obviously, I always take my knitting, and I've been doing a bit of embroidery as well while I'm away, just as something different. Have I got handmade things in there? Yes, I've got a couple of crochet blankets in there, which makes it really lovely and cozy, and I want to make some bunting. I might take some wool away with me this weekend and crochet some bunting for it. So, yeah. What of it, that and Italy and eyeballs. It's been quite busy. And lots of teaching, but not too crazy teaching. I've had a lot of one-to-ones recently, got quite a few coming up, but I'm trying to be a bit more mindful about when I do in-person classes, because sometimes I do fill up myself too much and I don't have time to do things like this and admin and design the patterns which are up in my brain and ping around all the time. I don't have time to create them. Also, I've created, I don't think I've told you this either, I've created a Learn to Knit Socks course, which is online. So those of you who are nowhere near me can access this, and you can purchase it and then access it any time it suits you. So, you know, if you want to do it at 12 o'clock at night, you can. Yeah, so that's taken quite a lot of my time, getting all the videos done for all the different sections, and uploading it and editing it. So yeah, if you want to learn to knit socks, I will put it in the bit of info at the bottom. I've had a few people do it already, and they've said, particularly Amy was my first lady, bless her, and I love her. She bought it on, I think it was a Friday, Wednesday. I got a little message on Friday, look, I'm halfway through my sock. She'd done so much of it. Within a couple of days later, she'd sent me her first sock that she had done. She'd done it that quickly by following my videos. And she was like, oh, Millie, it's like having a you in my pocket. I was so impressed with her. Then she went back and followed it again to complete her second one. And she's texted me and told me messaged me and told me she's on her next pair, which is so amazing. So yeah, I've had various people buy it and do those already, which is really, really cool. So yeah. So my current make, so this is what I'm spending a lot of time on at the moment. This is the jean cardigan. Ooh, I've left my piece of paper, 1 second. I haven't left it, it's rolled off my knee. This is the jean cardigan by Colbury by Joanna. I believe she is from Germany. So this is the cardigan. I'm partway around a row, so it looks a bit more like a jumper at the moment, but it's not. It's a cardigan. It's in the feather and fan stitch. It's knitted top down. So I'm not going to lie, it's charted. Here we are, which is fabulous for a pattern like this for lace work, because you've got a section for the front, each of the fronts, section for a chart for the sleeves and a chart for the back. So you have to follow, so you're reading like the left front, the sleeve, the back, the sleeve, and then the right front part of the chart. If that was written in words, it would be absolutely mind-boggling confusing. So the chart is amazing. but it is quite, I have found it a bit tricky, possibly because I didn't have my eye done to start with. But I have found it a bit tricky making sure you get those stitches in the right place. But I'm loving it. Even though I found it tricky, it's just the concentration, I think, really. It's not that a pattern's rubbish, it's hard work. And I think actually a pattern which is hard is great for me, because I love to try new things, and I don't like a pattern where I'm like, oh, I feel a bit bored because it's just all the same. So really, it's a good pattern for me. Yeah, so the yarn I used for this, or I am using for this, I got in Italy. How do you lose a ball band when you have it right next to you, do you reckon? Oh, there it is. So it's 2 strands held together, so I'm using these 2. Glasses back on to read you the label. So the mohair, both are a Mondial yarn, which I bought in Pisa from the lovely yarn shop lady. So the mohair is called Kid Seta, made in Italy. It's got 70% kid mohair. And then I could have gone for the nylon with it version, but it wasn't as beautiful and soft, so I went for the 30% silk version. So it's absolutely lovely, absolutely gorgeous and soft, and I just love it. So paired with that, stranded alongside it, so you're knitting both strands at the same time, I have Mondial's super extra fine merino yarn, which is mulesing free. It is a super wash. It's got a nice twist on it. It's just a lovely merino. Not much more to say about it than that. I love Mondial yarns. When I had the shop, I was lucky enough to be able to get my hands on some. Particularly my favourite was the Lana, which was organic, pure, unsuperwashed yarn, Aran weight. I didn't get to fully explore all the Mondial because then our importer went under. It became a lot harder to get hold of it in England. So it was really exciting to see. Basically, she had a lot of Mondial in her shop. And I really enjoyed using it. So those are the 2 yarns that I'm using. In this pattern. My idea is that it goes over dungarees. That's my plan. So I just plop it on over my dungarees. Hopefully it's going to be nice and slouchy. The adjustments I've made to it were, it was meant to be using 4mm needles, but I didn't really like how it felt on my 4mm needles. I felt it was a bit too dense, and I felt that the pattern really needed to be looser, softer. So I've gone up to a 4.5mm needle, and I went down a size. So it will still come out nice and slouchy, probably slouchier than it would have actually, because I'm going up that next size needle and down a size. I have to confess I didn't do a gauge test, but because it's going to be a slouch jumper, I'm quite happy with it, with my choice not to. So yeah, I'm hoping I've got enough yarn, enough of the merino. That is my only worry. I know I'm going to have plenty of the Seta, too much of the Seta actually, but we did it based on the yardage that the pattern said, and I'm going to have tons of this, but I think I'll have enough of the other one. I'm going to knit a bit more till the end of this spool, then stop and knit my sleeves both at the same time, and then go from there. And I think actually it's deceptive. It does go a long way, you know. I'm barely halfway through the ball and I've done a good 2 inches, probably 3 inches on the pattern already from my armpit in just that one ball. So I think I'll be fine. We'll see. Yeah, so those are the things I'm making at the moment. I've been, what else are we doing? Membership, yes, membership has been great recently. I've had lots of newbies and we've also got some speakers come in to join us. So Monday night was our first one and we had Carmen from Yarn by the Water talk to us about the ethos behind her shop. Her shop is all about eco, sustainability, traceability yarns. So that was a really, really interesting talk. And I've got some more lined up over the next few months, including Small Flock Yarns, which is from the Sussex Downs, so very near where I grew up. So I'm really looking forward to talking to Natalie, and I've got a few more lined up as well. So if you fancy being a member of the Drove membership, which is my little membership for knitters and crocheters, now is the time to join. You could because you've got this added bonus of talks from amazing woolly people. So as well as that, you also get an online knit and natter monthly. We have a knitting and a crochet tutorial uploaded each month. You get a say in the workshops, or we have a lovely community of knitters and crocheters. I'm sure there's something else, but my brain has gone dead today. I'll put the link below so you can find out more. There's also there's 2 strands to the membership. There's the Jacobs, which is the online only version, and then there's the Dorset Downs, which is, you don't have to be local to join it, but if you are local then that's great, but you can be further afield as well. Now my Dorset Downs, as well as those other perks that the standard members get, the Jacobs get, they also get either a gift each month or a half an hour of tuition from me. And that tuition can be online, so if you're not local, I can do it on Zoom for you. I've done that plenty of times, so quite a few of my people aren't local, so sometimes they say, can I have a Zoom instead of my gift? I'm like, go for it. We go on Zoom and I help you. But if you are local, then obviously we can one-to-one together if you need to. They have all the other perks. They get discounts. So the Dorset Downs also get a discount code to use on my courses. So if you're local, you can use that discount code to get 20% off. And also I do some in-person meetups. I would say about 4, maybe 5 a year. January we went pottery painting, and in December we had a Christmas meetup. We've got a summer social next month, summer breakfast next month. So yeah, and again, it's a fabulous community. So if you'd like more information on that, either pop me a message or comment below. See the comment, see the bit of info below. See, I'm rubbish at this, aren't I? I'll put a link in. If I remember, hopefully I have. Oh, I know what else. I've released a pattern this month. It doesn't look very good like this, actually. I need to put a book in it. Where is a book? This one will do. And I find this one isn't the right size. So, one of my designs this year has been a book cover. This is completely not the book to use on it. Bear with me a moment. Let's try again, shall we? Borrowed my daughter's famous 5 book. She's so into them at the moment. Right, so I was teaching in an Intarsia class and I thought, oh, I don't want to just do a sample. Let's have something a bit different. And for some reason I decided on a book pouch. And then I realised actually how useful a book pouch is, because if you're like me, you shove your book in your bag and go out, so you want your book and your knitting or your crochet. Sometimes your book gets a bit squashed, doesn't it? So the book pouch is perfect for protecting your book. So you've got the skill of intarsia going on, and here we are, it's closed by buttons and I-cords, I-cord loops. So another great skill here with your I-cord loops. So then you've got a gusset. So it's done as a V, this bit, and the back is done as a flat piece. And then you pick up down half the book and you knit like a tab. And then you will stitch it down, and you do the same on that side. So that creates your side gusset to fit your book in. And obviously if you're a chunky book reader, you can add a couple of rows on the length and add a couple of rows on the gusset. And it will protect your book in your bag. Take it out with you, protect your book. So that pattern's now on Ravelry. I've also used some photos on there of one of my, oh, just realised I haven't sewn my ends in. Haven't sewn my ends in, whoops, bad me, and therefore got a little hole. Whoops. Always sew your ends in before you demonstrate, show something. There we go, that's a bit better, isn't it? Much neater there. Sorry, sneeze. I was saying, I've also shown some photos of one of my students' book pouches, and so you can see it in different colourways. So that's really everything that's been going on with me. No, it's not. Last thing I promise you. I've also been collaborating with a local Pilates teacher who has a lot of crafters in her group and has been inspired by them, and she got in touch. And we are going to bring you a Pilates and Craft morning in August. I want to say it's the 15th of August. A Pilates and Craft morning. So the Pilates, we'll start with Pilates, and all the Pilates is aimed at those of us who are crafters or who work from a desk. And you know, as a crafter, we get a bit tense in our shoulders and we get a bit stiff because we sit down and crochet or knit for a while. So her Pilates is all about our bodies as crafters and how we can stretch them and improve our mobility. And then after that, we'll have a bit of tea and cake, homemade cake. And then we're going to do some needle felting. So it's not knitting and crochet. So if you're not a knitter and crocheter, or you've got a friend who's not a knitter and crocheter, this is brilliant to bring them along to, because we're going to needle felt. And needle felting is accessible to everyone. You don't need any experience. So if you fancy a fun morning of Pilates and crafting, then do join us. And that is me definitely finished for now. Hope you've stuck with me and my ramblings. I'm going to go and have another cup of tea and do another row, or finish this row of my jean cardigan while my video's uploading, and I add the links. I promise I will. So have a lovely day, and I'll catch up with you all soon. Happy woolly crafting. Bye.